Kirk was 31 years old, and as we've been hearing, he is survived by his wife and 2 young children and many friends. One friend is motivational speaker Dan Clark. I want to show you some pictures here. These pictures are of Dan Clark with Charlie Kirk at an event just about 2 weeks ago.
At the Air Force Academy. And tell us the position that both you and Charlie had as part of the...
So the Board of Visitors is the equivalent of the Board of Regents of every major university. We have one at the University of Utah. I'm sure they have one at BYU, Weber State, Utah State. So our job, our calling is to oversee and to advise, especially at the Academy. So it's nonpartisan. It was, you know, the whole entire Board of Visitors is made up of congressmen and senators from both sides of the aisle.
Yeah, it's our Air Force.
It's
They're
our
protecting
Air
our
Force.
country.
And so what we did, what was so beautiful is to see Charlie in his element, interviewing the cadets and asking evocative questions and then listening as a gentle giant, trying to help us make the right decisions that would create the best and most informed Air Force officers in the world to go forward and make the right decisions when we're in a conflict.
And you became friends with Charlie.
It's so easy. I'm so honored. I'm not an expert in his life, but I'm so honored to just paint this picture of the man and not the political activist, because he was in search of what was right. I can't compliment KUTV enough. I can't compliment both of you enough. We've known each other for so long. And you're journalists. You're not commentators, as we see on so many of the other television shows. And as I mentioned earlier today in an interview, there's a giant difference between an argument about who is right and debating about what is right. And that's what Charlie Kirk taught the world on both sides of the aisle. Let's find truth. Let's do our own fact checking. Let's not rely on another source and come up with the right information so we can actually defend what we believe. So it's not just an opinion, it's actual truth.
Yeah, tell us what Charlie was like behind the scenes.
He was exactly the same as he is on camera, which is the ultimate compliment. You're exactly the same off camera as you are on camera. You love family, you love our community. That's what he was like. And as I said earlier, it was so fun to engage in conversation because he's clearly one of the smartest people I've ever met. Right. People would say he has a photographic memory. If you see in the photographs, I'm 6'5" and he was taller than me, and I kidded him, it's because your head's bigger than mine. He can't, no one I've ever met can store that much information. Wow. And so when you came to debate him with 15 to 20 in line to take their position at the microphone, if you come with your opinion and you don't identify who taught you that, why are you conservative? Why are you liberal? You learned it from someone.
What are your sources?
And what are your sources, and why do you believe it, especially for this generation? He would put you under the table, but he was so dignified. He was so respectful. If you look at any interview, any debate on any campus, he never belittled anybody. He never put anybody down. He always inspired us to walk on higher ground. He was the consummate communicator.
Well, it's hard to fathom how someone could hate enough to want to kill him.
I know. It's a wake-up call. At some point in our lives, you know, I had a buddy who smoked 4 packs of filterless Camels every day. I mean, 2 packs, 40 smokes. And you choose pleasure over pain. And it wasn't until he was diagnosed with emphysema that in one day he stopped. In one day he changed. The why was bigger than the why not. And maybe this is the wake-up call that America needs, for us to stop arguing about the superfluous things and come together. And we're not white Americans, we're not African Americans or Polynesian. We are Americans. We believe the same things. And if you look at our society, I've spoken in all 50 states and 77 countries, and the majority of Americans are right down the middle. And yet we seem to galvanize our conversation based on the far left or the far right. And if we just analyze what's best for America and that we are Americans, we can heal ourselves. We are more alike than we are different.
Yeah, the majority is in the middle,
you
like
got
you said.
It.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're out of time. Very quickly, what would you like to tell Charlie?
Let's not talk about how he died. Let's talk about how he lived. And his legacy is to be a man of God, a family man, devoted husband. And if you think about it, if we could time our life and our last breath, his last conversation before he was taken out was talking about his God and his maker. And how cool is that he's talking about his maker right before he got to meet him face to face? Wouldn't that be a perfect timing for all of our lives? I honor Charlie Kirk for the man he was, the gentle giant that he inspires all of us to be.
Thanks so much,
Thanks so
Dan.
much.
Thanks.